Good morning and welcome to Buffalo's Healthy Communities Show. I'm Phil Haberstroh, your host, and we're going to open today a little differently with a video about a very special group that I hope you will enjoy learning about. We'll come back and talk to some of the team members from the Sunrise Rotary.
Typical day. I wish I could use the word typical. I'm the Dean of Students at Enterprise Charter School. The day starts out with 400 students getting off of a bus and passing by me.
Fleek, I will visit you in your class. You're going to give that to the teacher, right? Someone throws paper at you. She didn't say you, okay?
My day is actually filled with sometimes anarchy, chaos, but it all boils down to a host of joy, a cornucopia of joy.
Well, I'm very passionate about chiropractic. My absolute favorite part of my job is after I've treated a patient, they get up and say, "Oh my goodness, I feel so good."
But I've always loved real estate. My family's always been in real estate. What our company focuses on is hotel development and retirement home development. I usually go out, I find the sites, I deal with the real estate agents, all the lawyers, I bring in architects. Tell you the truth, once I got this BlackBerry, it's like a 24-hour job.
I work for a bank here in Buffalo. I'm a branch manager. I might spend part of the day working at the branch, and then I also work outside the branch, meeting with commercial clients. I'm a single parent, so I juggle a lot between my work schedule, looking after Beverly, her karate, her piano lessons.
I'm the Investor Relations Manager at the Buffalo Niagara Partnership. The partnership is the largest business organization in the region. We have 2,500 local employers that employ over 400,000 people.
I'm in a brand new business that I just started a year and a half ago and had a baby just 13 months ago. My duties have grown quite a bit. I'm the one that's responsible for Katie in the mornings, which is new to me. But it's ended up being the best part of my day. I'm a State Farm agent. I believe very strongly in marketing, and I took a chance and splattered my face all across the back of my car. And I took some, ribbings from some friends, but you know what? If someone's sitting at a red light, that's free advertising, and I hear it all the time. I see your face everywhere. So luckily I don't have, missing teeth or anything.
I found I was basically just going to work, treating my patients, doing what I loved, but then going home and sure, hung out with my friends and, did the social thing, but there was no connection to the community.
I've got a lot of friends that are right out of school. They don't have the time for community service. They want to get that job. Then they want to get that promotion and get more money.
You need a balance in life. You need to be working your profession. You also need to be volunteering in the community. And absolutely Rotary brings that civic element in.
Just being part of a club that does so much. Like even if I was just the treasurer and I write checks and take in invoices. Any small role that I'm playing, I know is a part of such a large entity that's doing so much good locally and internationally. The eradication of polio, we're deeply involved with Wells of Hope, which brings clean drinking water to Guatemala, literacy schools, and then all the local charities that we raise money for. We can't do it as individuals, so to see the massive scale of when all these people get together and what we can do with that, it's amazing.
The opportunities are immense.
I'm a board member of the United Way of Hamilton Burlington, as well as I'm on the board of directors at my temple, the Hindu Samaj of Hamilton and region. Rotary was the catalyst that helped me become more involved in the community. It was really the starting point for me.
If Rotary didn't exist, there wouldn't be the methods for me to go out there and help the community and create, let's take an example, the Standing Leaders Illustration Derby, which is our club's main events that we're known for best. It's a public pool in Hamilton, and we fill it with around 700 trout, and all the schools and a lot of different programs, people with special needs, catch fish. A lot of these kids, they've never experienced anything like that, and they have a great time. And to tell you the truth, if I wasn't in Rotary and if I didn't get introduced to Rotary, I would have never thought of anything like that, and I wouldn't have had that push to do something like that.
I saw 40 students arrive in Northern Canada to take part in our Rotary Outdoor Leadership Program, and we pushed them, and I was pushed beyond our comfort zone, beyond our physical capabilities, and we learn to depend on each other. This experience was simply amazing. I came back very changed.
It is a big world out there, and we can make a difference.
And I tell my friends that I'm in a Rotary Club, and they're just like, really, Rotary? You? Like, my grandfather's in Rotary. What are you doing in Rotary?
The biggest advantage to becoming part of Rotary at a younger age is what it does to your perspective of life in every aspect. It changes you as a person. It does. It makes you a more complete person. It makes you more generous.
I think it's important for Beverly to see me involved in these things and for her to grow up knowing that even though I'm busy, being involved in the community and giving back to the community that's helped me so much is a priority to me.
And you'll make those networks that will benefit your career, and at the same time you'll be helping out the community.
I've made lifelong friendships and colleagues at Buffalo Rotary.
You know that any one of them would give the shirt off their back for another.
Rotary really brings to the forefront what's important. It's helping others.
Looking at it now, it'd be a shame to wait till I'm 50, 60, or 70 years old to understand the power of what they're doing across the world.
Time is going to happen. This time next year, since it's going to come, I would rather greet it knowing that I've changed others' lives. Each year that you wait, each day that you wait, there's work that could have been done, or someone's life could have been changed because of your interaction with them. And that's the way that I look at it. It's now. It's now. Do it now.
Welcome back to the Buffalo Healthy Community Show. I really hoped you enjoyed that introductory tape on Buffalo Rotary. And to my immediate left is the current president, Stan Simmons, of the Buffalo Sunrise Rotary, and the past president, Kevin Crosby. Oh. Gentlemen, it's great to have you here this morning. And before we get into the Rotary a little bit, though, I want to go to Stan a little bit. Just can you share with our viewers a little bit about your background, what you're doing in the city professionally, Stan?
I am currently the Dean of Students at Enterprise Charter School.
Okay. Does that mean those students are all going to be watching this show?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you're the Dean of Students.
Correct.
And that gets you involved with a lot of work with the young people, I'm sure.
A lot of work. I do a lot of preventative work. I handle a lot of the discipline that happens in the building.
Yeah.
You know, and basically the all-around welfare, social,
of the student body.
Health.
Yeah, great, super.
The entire community.
And let me go to your colleague here, Kevin Crosby, who I've worked with in the past. Kev, can you just share a little bit for our viewers about yourself and your background?
I'm a partner at a local digital media production company called Full Circle Studios, and we've been in business for about 11 years, and we do lots of educational programs, including many in the healthcare area. One of our goals is really to help improve the quality of life in the city.
Have you been on this side of being a subject of a program recently?
I've actually been on the other side behind the cameras in the past. So.
Well, let me jump into and again share with the audience that all three of us, and myself being the rookie in the group here, are members of the Buffalo Sunrise. But Stan, what is Buffalo Sunrise Rotary, and give us a little feel for your experience with it.
Well, I've been involved in Rotary Club for about 3 years now. As you mentioned before, I am the current president of Buffalo Sunrise Rotary Club. Basically we're a network of professionals from different vocations that come together to make a difference in the world through benevolent work and lending our talents and passion.
And I can tell from the meetings that I've been to that there is a lot of passion with the members. Kev, what are some of the kinds of things that people should know about that Rotary is doing? And it's probably behind the scenes, I guess, a lot of times.
Sure. Well, Rotary is probably one of the oldest and largest service clubs in the world. There are 1.2 million members of Rotary all around the world. So our club is one of thousands, and it's in virtually every country. And it's well known and well regarded throughout the world for service projects that it undertakes. One of the most significant over the last several years has been the effort to eradicate polio. Rotary International has been a major player in immunizing children in areas of the world where polio is still present. And Rotarians also get involved in a lot of projects having to do with health and welfare, particularly in underdeveloped countries. A project that we're just about to undertake is a good example. We're going to be providing a source of clean drinking water for schools that are being built in northern Tanzania. So this is very typical of the kinds of things that Rotarians do. But it's not just international projects. A lot of what Rotarians do is right in their own backyard. There's local community projects. Rotary is very involved in literacy programs, in healthcare locally, supporting all kinds of local causes.
And Stan, it's Buffalo-based. I mean, it's essentially the Sunrise Rotary Club, and the Sunrise is literally true. They meet at 7:30 in the morning,
bright and early,
on Tuesday mornings.
The early bird gets the worm.
For you, you know, and of course you're involved with education and young people, and I know you have had some efforts in Rotary to bring young people involved. Can you share a little bit about some of those types of activities?
Sure. Well, as you can see from the video that played prior to this segment, I'm in Rotary Now video, and that video was created to attract more younger professionals to the organization. We also sponsored, I think it's the area's only right now, Buffalo Rotaract Club, which basically is a group of young people between the ages of 18 and 30 who take on some of the very similar projects that we as Rotarians are taking on. We work side by side. We nurture them through their process and growth as, you know, a derivative of the Rotary organization. And, you know, our commitment to them is as strong as it is to really any other project that we undertake.
And Stan, you are in the role now, and I know, Kevin, you were previously in this role. You're the president of the organization.
Correct.
How much time? Is it a lot of time, a little time?
Well, it's I would say that it is a lot of time, but it's as much time as you want to commit. I obviously would like to do a good job, so I commit a lot of time online mostly. I support pretty much all of the ideas. I support the ideas and events in other clubs. I try to bring information to our club that will help to build communities, not just within our own backyard, but abroad as well. So I'm passionate about it, so I would say that it does take a good chunk of my time.
Yeah. And Kev, there's more than one Rotary in the Buffalo area, as you mentioned.
Yes, there are actually 2 Rotary clubs in the city of Buffalo. One meets at noon, and that's one of the oldest clubs actually in the whole world of Rotary. Next April, they're going to be celebrating their 100th anniversary.
Wow!
And so that's quite a large lunch club. Our club meets in the morning at 7:30, as we've said, and we're a little bit smaller club, a little more intimate. But there are many Rotary clubs all around Western New York. We're part of a district that includes 73 Rotary clubs, which ranges from Jamestown all the way up to Hamilton, Ontario. So we're a bi-national district. And one of the unique features, I think, of Rotary is that the leadership at the club level and the district level and the RI, the Rotary International level, changes every year. Every year there's a new president, and this provides an opportunity for many people to get that experience of being a leader in their own organization.
In that. Stan, we're thinking about now, you've told me that you've had 3 years, you're in a leadership role. What is probably one of the more fond and fun memories that you've had over the time? Big smile there, I know there's a lot of them.
Honestly, I would say my involvement with working with international exchange students. Rotary is very involved in the exchange student program, and I am very instrumental in our role, which is Rotary Outdoor Leadership Experience. We take kids up to way up north in Canada, and we give them an experience that we hope will mimic some of the events that may happen while they're on their exchange. I've had great experiences.
So working
great
with
experience with the young people, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're too numerous. I can't just pick one.
Okay.
But it's amazing to see a child's life change within 3 days. and the frozen north.
Sure. And Kev, how about for yourself? Is there a special experience that you can share with the viewing public that it's a Rotary experience?
I think it's probably the little things that we do on a regular basis. One of the things that our club is involved with is serving dinners at Kevin Guest House, which is a local hospitality house. People from out of town who are receiving medical care or have family members receiving medical care in the Buffalo area can stay at this house. And so our club goes and serves dinner at least once a month. And I think it's those sorts of things that just make you feel like you're
and certainly
good.
I've learned as watching both of you as members and listening that it's not just a one-time thing. I mean, with one of the clubs in the area having over almost 100 years of history, it's a constant civic involvement that the Rotary brings to a community. About getting and becoming a member, I'm going to put our number up. I'll ask the studio to put the 851-4052. People could call my office if they want to learn a little more about it. I can connect them to Stan and to you, Kev. But is membership easy to obtain? I mean, how does that work?
I would say that if you are sincerely interested in giving back to the community and you're ready to make that commitment, we meet every week, and I know there is that time commitment, but I think it's very important. But I think for anybody who has that sense of wanting to give back to the community, we would invite them to come to a meeting, get to know the folks in the club, and the process is pretty painless, really, I think, to
True. I can
join
attest to that. Well, listen, I want to thank again Stan Simmons, the current president of the Buffalo Sunrise.
Thank you, and you're
Kevin
welcome.
Crosby, past president, for being here with us this morning. Please stay with us. Come back. We've got a really exciting bit of information about a theater production in Buffalo at the Theater of Youth, where we're helping our kids to be healthier. And I think I'll get Stan and all the Rotary to come down and enjoy the production. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you.
So my uncle calls and he says he's dizzy and he's losing his balance. I'm like, Unc, you want me to take you to a doctor? He's like, no, I'm going to look up the symptoms. I said, your symptoms are you're dizzy and you're losing your balance. So he said, I can't get on the internet because my arm is numb. I said, well, use your good arm and dial 911. Stroke's no joke. If you or someone you love is showing symptoms of stroke, don't wait because it might be too late. Dial 911. Time lost is brain lost.
Welcome back to Buffalo's Healthy Communities Show. I'm Phil Haberstroh, your host. And today I have a very special guest with me. He's a gentleman who is an actor by training. But even more than just Tim Newell is my guest. Tim's work as an actor in the community is well known. But today is something different, a little different. We're going to be talking with Tim about a play that he's on stage with. It's called Inside Out. And the play is really special because the theme of the play is about eating healthy and helping young people. Am I on the right track here, Tim? To lead healthier lives.
Eating right, making smarter choices in what you eat, and portion control is very important. This isn't just for young people. We also want to be able to reach out to the parents of these kids.
Right.
So taking control of what we eat and portion size, and also making sure that we're active daily in order to burn calories and help build muscle and be stronger.
You're on my team anytime, Tim. Let's go back a little bit with this.
Sure.
The producer of the play is Meg Quinn.
Meg Quinn, artistic
director.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be sure I keep me straight on those things.
Uh-huh.
And we're doing this at the Theater of Youth.
Correct.
Which is on Allen Street in downtown Buffalo.
In the beautiful Allendale Theater.
Very old and historic. Kind of, is it fair to say a little mini Shays? Is that?
It is a mini Shays. It's a proscenium arch theater stage. Seats about 460 something.
Beautiful.
And nice big fly gallery and everything.
So how did this? Do you have a feel for, as an actor, this this bridge between health and wellness and the arts. Is that something new or something you feel really comfortable about?
It's something I'm comfortable with, and been practicing myself. You know, just once I turned 40, I had to start making better choices for myself. So jogging came into play, and just eating right.
So it was kind of easy, and I don't know if you can tell us exactly, but what is your role in the play? How does that fit into there?
I played to maybe preface this a little bit better. It's set in what looks to be like a submarine.
Okay.
But it's definitely a certain part of this particular kid's body.
All right.
It's the control center. So all the food comes in. It's processed in this particular sector of the kid's body. And I happen to play the captain of this ship.
Okay.
So he's a charismatic and caring and compassionate man for this child's health, and then he has this crew that he instructs to once the food comes in, take it to the processor. What's the calorie count? All this activity happens as the child eats.
So what happens if a less healthy food comes in?
Well, then we know we talk about it. For instance, when the kid is drinking a can of pop, we have to project that this is a poor choice because there are 10 teaspoons of sugar in every can of soda.
Yeah.
So we would rather the kid drink a non-fat milk or low-fat milk or something like that, or water, whatever. So we talk about all the sugar that comes in and that it has to be processed and the amount of calories that come in as a result. And then at one point, and we also learn at the very top of the show that the kid skips breakfast. And we've always been taught that breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Sure.
You know, it starts you out right. It maintains your metabolism over the course of the day. Then you have lunch. Then you have supper. Snacks are okay as long as you make better choices.
Good
Not
choices.
Chips, but carrots.
Right.
And
they got you well prepared for this.
Yeah.
Is this the first time for you as an actor that you did something with this kind of health theme?
No, it's in fact this Inside Out is sort of like maybe a second or third installation of these wellness theatrical learning devices that Meg has been devising.
Fantastic.
It started with the Stroke Awareness Mission,
right.
Or SAM it was called, and again it was one of these things where you learn about parts of the body. And it was to teach children between the ages of 8 and 9 about the symptoms of stroke, the signs of stroke, so that they could go home after learning this, to go home and instruct their family or friends about the warning signs of stroke. And magically and beautifully enough, the kids grasped the information. They did go home and they taught family, and they've saved lives.
I know that I've talked with Mary Smith from the Stroke Center and the center, who's been a partner with you, and that you actually have a curriculum for some of these shows, and so it even goes beyond the stage experience.
It does. Going back to the Stroke Awareness Mission, and also with the first time we did Inside Out, the children leave with learning materials. Which they get very excited about, but it's good information. There was a full color booklet. There was a magnet that went on the refrigerator that listed all of the symptoms, and then of course the 911 emergency number to call immediately if someone is experiencing these things.
So we're doing healthy foods with young people. We're doing stroke awareness.
Yeah.
Was there another?
There was another. It was called The Secret Life of Girls, and that that projected a message about cyberbullying.
Okay.
Which is huge right now,
Sure.
in both boys and girls, and sad to say, well, it wasn't cyberbullying, but the incidence of late of suicide.
I'm so pleased, which I shared with Megan and of course with yourself as a professional actor, Tim, to see the arts and the health people working together. I mean, it just, to me, it's always been kind of one of the mantras for the Wellness Institute to try to bring all of the players in the community together. If people want to know about Inside Out. Can they go online? Is that
Yes.
probably
Yep.
Theater of Youth?
theaterofyouth.org.
Okay.
And there will be information there, and they can also call 884-4400, and that'll get them to the...
Let's do it again.
884-4400. That's
Okay.
that's the box office number for the Theater of Youth on Allen Street.
And for you, acting and that, how does that fit into Tim's life? Is it your full time?
It is. I've been very fortunate to have a full season where I've got maybe 4 or 5 shows lined up.
Wow.
And Theater of Youth is one of my home bases.
And this has been a long time for you in the arts in this.
Yeah. Well, I've been professionally acting since 1996.
Wow.
Starting with the Ujima Theater Company on Elmwood.
Great. And the arts in Buffalo, seems to me we have a great
vast array,
Yeah,
both
and-
visual, literary,
Right.
performing arts.
And so that gives us a lot of choices, and there's always this discussion around the creative class. It seems to me we've got Meg just amazes me with the thinking and
Sure.
and putting this together.
Yeah.
How about for you? Is there a favorite scene, a favorite memory from doing the program?
There's a lot of them, and it's just Meg's writing, and she created the character for me and everything. So there's a wonderful connection to the captain. I think it's an awful scene in that we had to take the extra calories that the kid didn't burn because he chose to play a video game rather than going outside to play.
Okay.
And so we have to turn the extra calories and put them into a device called a fat maker. And it's just very high dramatic. It's very highly dramatic. And I play it very tongue-in-cheek, but there's a very serious message behind it that we
Sure.
have to convey and stress.
And parents, do you see them after the things? What your comments you get from them?
There's going to be a talk back. We didn't do this the first time. We only had 5 performances the first time we did this a couple years ago. So now it's an extension. It's part of the main stage season. So we have more performances over the course of the week for the students. Then we're also opening the doors to the public on Saturdays and Sundays.
Right.
Opening November 5th to the public.
So if schools are interested in coming and seeing this, they can go to the website again,
Yes.
www.theaterofyouth.org.
That's
is that
correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And that phone number again?
884-4400.
So a school performance could be arranged possibly, and of course then there's the open public adult.
I think the way that it stands right now is that all of the school shows are definitely sold.
Great.
But the public shows are available. They are Saturdays and Sundays at 2 p.m.
That's fabulous.
It's great.
What do you see in the future? Another production?
Oh, I've got lots. Yeah, I've got another production with Theater of Youth coming up, Little House Christmas, and Neglia Ballet's production of The Nutcracker, and all sorts of fun stuff coming up.
Well,
at
Tim,
the Alt Theater.
it's been a pleasure to have you on.
It's been great being here. Thank you,
I really appreciate the opportunity to share with you the artistic side of,
Yes.
of this kind of production. I want to come back to the audience again and thank my guests today. We had a wonderful few words from the Buffalo Sunrise Rotary, which I am pleased to say I'm a proud member of. And Tim Newell was with us from the Theater of Youth. He's a professional actor. You can see Tim as the captain in the Inside Out production, which helps to teach our young people how to make healthy choices. A lot going on in Buffalo, always in the art scene, and we hope that you'll take a moment to catch up to this fantastic production. Bring your children down. It's a great theater, a great place to see and hear. And as Tim said, there's even dialogue after the play so that you can continue the learning experience. So I want to thank everybody for being with us today. I look forward to seeing you somewhere in the great city of Buffalo. Have a great week and stay healthy. Thank you.